What's going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. We started like a minute late, which I guess isn't too bad normally. But let me see. How's everyone doing? See Ambi, I see Rouster, see Simpleton. What's going on? Hey, Rebelica, how are you? We have some news with that I pulled just for Rebelica too. Did I see Audi? I did see Audi earlier. What's going on? What's going on? Hopefully everyone. Well, uh, some news. You know, we have some news. We may talk about some conspiracy theories later on, or not. I do have a story because it seems to be the thing I've been doing recently. It's like just weird things happen to me during the week. I'm telling you, like weird things happen to me every day. That I'm always just like I don't know if I'm doing things wrong or if it's just society or if it's just like I'm in like my old like I'm just getting old and things annoy me even more. Um but I do want to like go over this situation with y'all because this one actually really bothered me. Um it happened on Saturday or Sunday. I can't even remember. It was either Saturday or Sunday. It was one of these days in New York, and it was hot. It's like one of the first hot days here, and um, and so like it's everybody's trying to get to there's like a certain ice cream place where I live. Okay, and I go to the ice cream place, and it's like a place that's like not even open year round. So think of like a small like hamburger place that's not open, but it's ice cream. Okay. So I'm at this ice cream place, all right? And there are two lines forming to get ice cream, right? And they have other things. They have like shakes, but it's all like ice cream type stuff, like malts, shakes, and all sorts of things. Two lines forming, line on the left, line on the right. And I'm the last person to come up, so I understand I have to go to the end of the line. No big deal. However, the person in front of me is a gentleman who's a little bit older. And you can tell, like, he's like kind of one of those people who's like laboring around when they walk. All right. And he's standing in the middle of like the two lines. All right. So, like, meaning like there's a left line, there's a right line, and then he's kind of in the middle. Now, for me, I don't know what to do at this point, right? Because, like, I'm like, well, theoretically, like, I get what he's doing, but I need to get in one of these lines, right? So what I did, and both the lines were like even at this point. So him standing in the middle, he's trying to like hedge. I totally understand the strategy. What I decide to do, I decide to go like definitively on the right hand side. Okay? Like I am committing to a line right now. So I am going to the right hand side, which theoretically forces him now, because like right by me going to the right hand side and him being in the middle, it kind of makes it seem like the two like I'm on the right lane and he's in the left line, but the lines are kind of bending. So like I force him, like right in a way, I'm forcing him to go in the left line. Well, lo and behold, the right line ends up moving faster, and I get what did I end up getting? It was a cookie dough slash cookies and cream shake. Okay, that's what I ended up getting. And the guy was like still hadn't got into the head of the line because his line was moving slower. And then he's looking at me like all mean like as if I cut him in line. And he just kept eyeing me down. And so I was just really curious, was I in the wrong in that situation? Like, should I have been behind him? Should I have allowed him to handrail the line? Some people are left and some are right. Is this it could be. It could be. Hey Mel. But I just want to know if that's like is that a thing? Like I felt like I committed, you know what I mean? These messages brought to you by Dare. But you get what I'm saying? Like he was in the middle. And was I supposed to go behind him in the middle so he could decide? Like so he could just like stay in the middle till he decided? Or was I in the right because I actually chose a line? Hey, Wit, what's going on? Does that make sense? Because I feel like I committed to a line and he didn't, and he should have committed to a line. So like that kind of bothered me because I didn't know if this was like if there was like a line. I feel like there is a line etiquette. And maybe that's my thing. Maybe my line etiquette, you're always wrong even if you're right. Is that hey noisy, what's going on? But you know what I mean? Like if I decide to get on a line and he doesn't decide on a line, that's his loss, right? Like he had the option to get in line first, but he chose to be in the middle. And so what am I supposed to do? Get behind him while he like that? It just annoyed me, bothered me wrong. No, if anything, wait, that's what I was thinking. If he's still deciding he should have moved out of the way or picked a line. Walked away from my phone for a few minutes and it turned off. Oh no, Rebecca. But yeah, Wit, right? That's what I felt like. I mean, it was basically like he was kind of I felt like he was trying to hedge a little too much because he was technically in the left line. And I was just like, yo, I need to go on the right hand side. Like it just bothered me. But what bothered me more was he's like eyeing me. Like that dude he was clearly there first. I'm not debating that. What I am debating is should I have felt guilty and should he have had a right to feel upset with me for choosing a line that went faster? I think that's what it comes down to. Like you either know what line to go into or you don't. You snooze, you lose. I think that's right, Wit. Hey, Obi, what's going on? I'm just talking about this situation about being at this ice cream place. And there was a guy there's two lines. And this man was he was like in the middle of the two lines trying to hedge. And so what I did is I ultimately chose the right line, right? So technically I'm next to him, but it's very clear I'm in the right line while he's kind of like theoretically still hedging. And so I went forward because the was moving and he faulted into the left line, which didn't move so fast. And so he was upset with me because it's like I ruined his line strategy. I don't get it. Because if he would just pay to get to the front. He could have. For how long have you been? You didn't do anything wrong. Claim your lane. It's that simple. There's no such thing as community line unless it's specifically set up that way. Look, simpleton, I believe I was in the right. He clearly had an issue with me. Life's too short to put up much through. Noisy. I'm just saying, I felt good. I got my shake and I got out of there. While he literally eyed me all the way from getting the shake, getting into my car, and leaving. This dude eyed me the entire time. And so I just felt I didn't feel like this was a thing, but clearly I rubbed him the wrong way somehow, some way. And he was upset about it. So that was like that. I forget what it was. I want to say it may have been Sunday, but something tells me it was Saturday that this happened. Hey, Zalik made him say he should have chosen a line. That I said what I said, but he should have. I think that's the case. Like I ultimately come down to. is that he should have just he should, if he had the option to go to the right line, and theoretically he didn't choose a line. That's ultimately what I guess he feels like maybe because I went to the right of him, I forced him into the left line, that he was a premature line chooser. I don't know, like, it was a weird. I don't think I've been in this situation in a while. I feel like I graduated from it in, like, 1st grade, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is one of those things that AI can't take away from me, like, I know how to choose a line. Like, I can analyze which line is gonna probably there's certain things you can do. Which line has a really big family in front of you? Choose the line without the big family. One has the chick who thinks she's taking orders and is motivated to serve ice cream. Like, you do the random, like, Pythagorean theorem of those 2 variables plus, like, a little bit of luck, and you're gonna figure out which line's the faster line. Like, it's things like this that just click. I don't know. I don't know. I have to tap the dude like, "Bro, what line you in?" Then proceed to the fast line, and then I say, "Bye." I mean, he was like, and it was like it was like that, what is that body odor smell? It's like the very, like, musty body odor, like he's been sweating a lot, like, I didn't feel like tapping on it, like, I didn't really wanna be around him, you know? He was like I said, it was kinda weird, and I got it. I got out of there. I haven't seen this dude around town, but he was eyeing me. So that's where I am. That was my ice cream. It just bothered me. It bothered me for the rest of the day. Still thinking about it. And so there was that. And then yesterday there was another issue I had. And so most of my interaction with the younger generations, like younger adult generations, let me put it like that. Younger adult generations happens in a work context. We're working on something. They need to do something. I give them advice. I give them an assignment. They go tackle it, right? So I'm not like interacting with the young people on a daily, as they would like to call it, okay? And so yesterday, there's someone who they've been trying to contact me for, I don't know, like 2 months, like a networking type of situation. For whatever reason, whether I'm out of town or whatever, I haven't been able to do it. And so and they wanna meet up. I'm like, "I don't drink coffee." Like, really, it's hard for me to stay in the city certain time. Like, let's just do a video chat, like, type of deal, right? So, I ended up getting this on this call. Like, yesterday, it was, like, around, I don't know, 4:00, 4:30. It was one of these times I'm like, "Hey, I have my meeting just canceled. If you wanna do this, like, let's talk." So I get on the call with this person, and I don't know if this was just this person. I feel like this is a generational thing, okay? Because this isn't like we're talking video games. This isn't like I'm really working. This is literally just an introduction call to, like, establish certain things. I kid you not, the 15 to 20-minute conversation was a series of me asking them questions or them asking me questions, but every single time they talked, I wish I could have videotaped this. Every single time they talked, it was essentially like a 5 to 12-second, like, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, like, moment. They talked every single time, and it was a chick, right? And so, like, that kind of annoyed me too, because it was like an overly high octave. It's like the modern social media version of a Valley Girl. It's like every single thing. It was like, like just for me, like I know who their name is because they've reached out, we've got connected. So it's not like, hey, name. It's not like that. But it's based, all right, well, like tell me, what are you trying to do? And it was like everything was like just super short, super like more annoying than a valley chick. Like, like that valley, like early 90s like thing that was going on for a while. There is now like a more annoying version of that. And they try to put in like really hip phrases that are like, I guess from the queer community 15 years ago. But it's like you mix that in with some version of whatever Clueless was, you mesh it together, and everything is like super like I don't it just was like a little talk to them. You know what I mean? Like it was just all packaged together like a really weird like it wasn't like this talking. And so it was just annoying. Vocal fry social media voice, it could have been that. It could have been that. Hey, Jerry man. And so it was just like I don't know what to think of this group. Like I'm not sure if they're capable of having a conversation. I don't know if they were trying to show off. Like I like it was like a regular call. And it's the end of the I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to really establish a bond with them, but it's like it's such a superficial thing. Like they're using just like what did they everything, like every single line they said, I swear was like from a TikTok video. That's what I felt like I was talking. I felt like I was talking to an influencer. But it wasn't like a real life conversation. It was as if it was like a skit. That's what it was like a skit. Like think of an influencer skit. Influencery. That's what this conversation was. Like like all of that in this conversation. And y'all know, like if I kind of appear like a little like full and flat on here, imagine how I feel during the workday at the end of the day. Like what are we doing? Like like that's what I was like, you're trying to find a job? Like what's going on? So I don't get it. I don't get it. That's the older generation doesn't know how to pick lines. The younger generation doesn't know how to talk on a call. I'm done. I'm over it. I guess I did. I guess I did. Noisy. Because I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I have no idea why we're talking. Like, that's how I feel. All right, what are you saying, Audi? What are your thoughts about Embracer Group laying off most of its development staff of the developer who made Deus Ex and Tomb Raider and Guardians of the Galaxy? I thought they laid them off a while ago. I don't know about other than I think layoffs are bad. And then they said they want to license them or develop them in-house. It's two different things, no? No? I mean, we talked about Embracer last year. I don't have any Embracer news right now. We do have layoff news. Maybe is that where you're setting us up, Audi? Is that how you're setting us up? Already going into the show? So let's talk a bit about what we're going to talk about today. With Audi with the lead up, and then we'll answer it here with this one. All right, as Audi has teed us up for some stuff, Bungie walks away from Destiny 2. The final content update is coming in June. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I thought they had stopped making Destiny 2. Hey, Chariot Man, what's going on? I was catching Chariot Man game the other day. But I thought they had stopped making Destiny 2 content quite a while ago. Not this, just me. But this is official. This is now, I guess what they would say, Facebook official. This is Facebook official that Bungie is working stepping away from Destiny 2. And you know what happens when gaming companies, as Audi has just highlighted, what happens when gaming companies step away from development? I don't know. I don't know, but it does not look good for the home team because there's going to be layoffs. There's always layoffs. Now, is this because of Destiny 2 ending and new Destiny coming up? Is it because of consolidation? Because, we haven't really talked a lot about Sony buying Bungie. I haven't really talked that much about this other than the fact that I usually say, like, oh, I think it was a horrible deal. I think buying Bungie for $3 billion was a horrible deal. Let me be on the record for saying that. But during this time, this was also during the whole ABK deal and all that. And during that time, like that kind of took up all the oxygen in the room. But this one was equally bad. I don't think there's anything positive that has come out of the Sony PlayStation buying Bungie. Like nothing. I don't think there's better games. Like if ABK wasn't such a ripoff, this would be one of the worst gaming decisions ever, right? Which is essentially, at least with ABK, you still get Diablo. Like that's all I'm gonna throw off on that one. At least I still get Diablo. With this one, I don't really know of a new game. Like, was it Marathon? I don't even know what that game is. Why would anybody call a game Marathon? I don't know. You're ending Destiny 2. I don't know if they're coming out with a Destiny 3, but they definitely are sure ending Destiny 2. So, I don't really know. But layoffs are bad. Layoffs are bad. And maybe we should start highlighting hiring. But I guess like that doesn't make as much news as layoffs. I don't know. Modders take over. They might. My wallet is hurting from that game. From which one? This one, Destiny 2. Say more. Say more, because I know Root. You know who plays Destiny ton? Nads. Rudix and Nads from Cloud and Console. That's actually where they met, was over Destiny, over on Stadia, I believe. And Nads plays Destiny. Like, Nads still would do Destiny updates up until, like, last year. So, in my opinion, like, Nads, this is probably a question for Nads. How does he feel about this situation? I know there's a couple of people like Murderman and Cowboy who used to play Destiny 1. But I don't really know anybody who's going through Destiny 2. I tried playing Destiny 2, but it was like a series of like I tried from the beginning, by the way. I don't know where the story is. Like, I thought I knew, like, you get your ghost, you go through this area, you defeat whatever, then you go to this other planet. But then once I went to the other planet, it seemed like there was like another story picking up. It seemed like I had missed something about some story because it wasn't like a through line. And then it gave you the ability to skip and go to another planet. And then when you go to that other planet, it was like even referencing stuff that wasn't even from the other two planets. I don't know. Like, I want to get into Destiny. I just don't know what's going on. Like, and I need that. I'm not the type of player who can just go through a game and start shooting things. That's just not me. I'm not that type. Like, I need to know why I'm shooting this alien. That's another thing. Why are you giving me a game where I don't even know who the good guys or the bad guys are? You're just telling me point, shoot at that. That's not my type of game. I cannot do that. I need to know why we're shooting this. Like, that's all I ask. That's all I ask you from a game. I played Destiny 2 about 2 or 3 times for maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Sounds like I gave it a little bit. I gave it probably like 2 or 3 days. Like, like coming in, trying to figure out what's going on, jumping. I couldn't understand the jump mechanic. Like, some of them jump super far. Some of them are like floating. Like, I didn't understand, like, jumping was uh, a class quirk. Like, I just felt like there was so much about that game I didn't quite understand. I didn't quite understand about it. From my understanding, Marathon was a roguelike looter shooter. You lost me at roguelike. I just hope gaming goes on for a long time. It'll go on forever. Video gaming might not. No, I'm joking. There will always have video games. If we're still playing checkers, you know what I mean? Look how old checker. Like, look how much. I wonder, like, when Monopoly came. You know what I mean? Like, what did the chess and checkers players say? Were they like, oh my goodness, like this is the game. This is the end of chess and checkers. Monopoly has come. You know, or like maybe if you're like a poker player or whatever, you play with cards, and then Uno came along, and then you're like, that must have been like a mind, like what the heck is Uno? But it's a card game. Like I just think it'll evolve. Like there'll be some people who continue to play video games, and there's gonna be some people who just go off to whatever the video equivalent of a crossword puzzle is. You know? Like, I think there'll be some form of entertainment that people do and not lay up people off. I think, Roster, I think you're right. I think you're right. Candy Crush COD, eventually they'll get their money back. Bungie, not too sure. I don't know if they're gonna get their money. It's too much money. It's too much money. Like, that's a lot of money. Like I said, next month around this time, I think they're gonna write off the entire mobile plan of that. I think they're gonna write off 10 to 15 billion. Almost every DLC in season 2 pass for you own. That's it. You're like the Rebellica version of Destiny 2. I think I have around collected 4,000 hours in Destiny 2. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's like over 100 days straight. I can't imagine a world without video games. I wouldn't be able to handle it. So I will say this. I think we have to broaden our understanding of video games so I take the train. I now take it probably twice a week into the city. And for me, I would say out of 2 people who are on their phone are playing a video game. I'm pretty confident of that. Like, I've seen enough that I feel like 1 out of people are playing some form of video game. Now, it may not be Call of Duty, but it is like some mobile game. Like, I've seen several different mobile games. Some people I have seen some people really, really game hard on their mobile phone. Like, I'm talking like legit game. Like, you know what I mean? So there is a crowd out there who buys their phones for play video game that I have seen handhelds. I've seen literally gaming laptops, people playing from that. So I think there's a large, and these aren't like kids, like these are legit working adults. So I feel like as long as there's that population, we're gonna have video games. Also, what I want to say, and thank you for the gifted Ambies. I just saw you dropping this in there. Just saw you dropping this in there. I also want to say that a demographic that I think is going to become more and more important to gaming. You're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm dead serious about this. And I want y'all to check this out. Older women. I know. You're like, Purple, you're talking about yourself. No, but hear me out. If you think about it, how many times have you heard grandma fighting game champion? You know what I mean? Like, I think a few months ago, I did a thing about this woman. She's like 91 years old, and she won a Tekken tournament. You know what I mean? And you're seeing this more and more, where you have these women gamers who are past middle age, legit reflex games. And I think there's something to be said about that because you don't really hear anything about older men playing like shooters or Tekken or Street Fighter, but you see women. Like there's another one I was just watching, and this woman was like, she was maybe a little younger than me. She was like maybe 52, 53, and she was playing Valorant. You know what I mean? She was like competitive Valorant player. And so I feel like I don't know what it is about reflexes, hand-eye coordination, if it's like we're used to doing what are they calling those like? Granny what do they call it? Granny hobbies? You know what I mean? Like where we're knitting or something, but it's like translating to video games. I'm dead serious. And I think you're just going to get more women playing. I'm not saying they're going to take over the scene, but I'm saying that there's like a legit contingent of like women who are playing games. Destiny 2 moved away too far away from single player content for me. I enjoy playing with people, but my life just isn't set up for that. Yeah, I couldn't like stories were all sorts of things. I hope Nintendo announces another price increase. We talked about that one last week. I play a lot of Go, like CS:GO. No, I'm joking. Go's basically, yeah, I know what it is. They had a movie back in like the early 2000s about Go. It's probably the first time I had heard about it. And it's about this guy and he like figures out some pattern. I really don't actually understand I need to go rewatch that because but it has something to do with Go. This guy like figures something out in the newspaper conspiracy about Go. With the collection of IP and the evolution of gaming over the next 100 years, I believe they will. I've been watching Grandma Crackers. You've been watching Grandma Crackers? I haven't seen that one. Lots of them playing the cozy games I play. There's tons of them. There's a lot of women playing everything. Like I think so. The reason I said that, Rebecca, is because like most people think women playing games are like cozy games, which you play. Like y'all know the games I play. Like if it's like a cute Metroidvania, keyword cute, I'm gonna play it. You know, if it's a game that's like a decent story, cool art, I'm gonna play it. But there's like legitimately like another group of women, much more hardcore than me, way more hardcore than me, that are literally going into these Tekken tournaments and winning. There's this other thing. It was a news. You can look this one up, I think, on YouTube. And the story, I'll tell you the story. It's basically like a 2-minute story. Like there's this, she's like 93 years old. And she's part of this program that if she doesn't like answer like the call from her relatives, the relatives can call the police. They can go check up on the woman, right? She's not answering the phone whatsoever, right? The police ultimately show up. They're fearing the worst. Like they have the paramedics there because they're like, this woman's dead. And they eventually go in her room and she's there playing a game. And they're like, why haven't you been picking up your phone? And she's like, because I'm about to get my high score. Like, I'm telling you, there's something here. There's something here. Like, women gamers are about to like take over. She's 81 and plays Minecraft to raise money for her grandson's cancer treatment. That's incredible. If we're gonna go Raider, let's go Raider. Hikaru no Go is one of my favorite anime. Y'all, you want to know animes? Go to Rebellica. I have no idea what this one is, other than people say like, what would Holtz always come in here? He would always ask me if I got my name from. I guess there's like some Purple Haze villain in an anime. I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Did you describe the plot of National Treasure? Did I? I don't know if I did. What, the first one? I guess Go is supposed to be a game of strategy that's harder than chess. I think it has more variables than chess. Anyone getting glitch? Uh-oh, did I? Am I glitching? I like puzzle and simulation games. I think we have a puzzle game. I think we have a couple of I think we have a couple of puzzle games. Um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Well, let's do. I think this is a good time to do a trailer. Let's do a trailer. Let's do a trailer. Let's do a trailer. That works for y'all. Um, we'll try this one. All right. So see you soon. Oh, let me know if you can hear me. Well, that was Twins of Olus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Twins of Olus. Um, looks interesting. I think looks kind of interesting. Oh, oh, reconnection issues. Let's see. The Cowboys in the building. Fun fact: I'll be watching while in the shower. Always, always a lot of information, Cowboy. Always a lot of information. All right, regarding women gaming, The Sims is the first game with over 50% female play rates. I think. I believe it. So we have, speaking of The Sims, I did have some news that's not Sims S, but I did want to put this one out there. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Speaking of The Sims, speaking of, okay, how do you feel about that? Which one? Noisy, which one? Which one? Noisy, tell me which one. All right, here we go. Sims 4 biggest, here we go. Sims 4 biggest threat yet comes to Steam next week. It's Pair Lives, and it will feature gameplay feature Sims players have wanted for years. So, Rebellica, you being our Sims player, what is the story around? What is the story here? You know what I mean? What are we looking at when it comes to Pair Life? Is this truly a competitor? Oh, the trailer? Yeah, the trailer's top down. We'll have to see what it is. Seems like more like a puzzle one. But yeah, this is Pair Lives. We were talking about Sims. Is it going to do well, or is it not? Well, we will find out. But we were talking about Sims, so I thought I'd put it out there. Give us a little bit more on the Sims. It's in early access. They're still struggling with the open world. So all right, so it's not doing it yet. It's not doing it yet. Speaking of open world games, we did get verification today. Now, Jeff Janak, yes, y'all know Jeff. Jeff Janak did call this just about with like almost every single gaming news podcast that follows this game. But today, speaking about open world, Take-Two Interactive reaffirms that Grand Theft Auto 6 will release November 9th. No price has been announced. So obviously, a lot of people are looking into this. A lot of people are saying this is going to be huge. Uh, I don't think this is. I honestly don't know anything about this game other than the trailers. But it's coming out November 19th. That's all we know. That's all we know. It looks like it's Miami. I don't know. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Crow, what's going on? A lot of simmers are excited to try it, but most people don't think it will kill the EA Sims is doing that on their own. Ooh, shots fired. Shots have been fired on the EA team there. Bye, Rebellica. Bye, Rebellica. Also, I know y'all know we like to do orcs. We like to kill orcs, but I thought this was cool. It was a trailer. We're not going to show the trailer because the trailer was like 4 minutes long, and I don't want to show the trailer. But if you want to see the trailer of this game, go ahead. It's a we do a lot of stuff with orcs, but there's this game from Wired Productions. It's called Warhammer 40,000 Speed Freaks. And basically what you're an orc. It's like a racing orc game, but the cars can like shoot things. I've watched the trailer twice now, and they talk about different modes, different things. And so if it reminds me of what is that game that SPG would play? It's not it's like you go around and you beat up other cars. I can't remember it. Wreckfest. It seems like Wreckfest, but with orc mobiles. That's what this game felt like to me. And so if you're into Wreckfest and you're into orcs, you might be into Speed Freaks. It is cross-play. It is on console, not on Switch, I don't think, but it is on PlayStation uh, and the Xbox Series X and S. We love Maxis, but hate EA. Okay, we got it. Rebellica is drawing the line. Not all of Maxis is EA, but not all of EA is Maxis. It's one of those situations. Sounds rough, Ross. Yeah, Rosser always has the rough New Jersey commutes. Since y'all took a break from Orcs Must Die, the Orcs haven't upgraded. I think so, but it did seem interesting. It did seem interesting, Ambi. You can go check it out if you want to go check it out. I found the link if anyone wants to check it out. I get to Rogers like interesting. It looks like they put a lot of effort into it. It does look polished. Like it doesn't not look like a good game, but interesting concept. I'll say it like that. And definitely an interesting concept for a game. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. We got a couple other things. Got a little stuff here about former Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and Long Dark. Dragon Age and the Long Dark devs form Studio Reset. All right. So basically, the people who originally did these franchises, as you can see, they're deciding to form their own studio in Canada, and they're gonna give it a go. Which I'm not totally upset with this move. I think we're gonna probably see more of this. If not, we're in the middle of seeing more of this. I think we've seen now a couple of indie studios pop up, a lot of former devs coming together. I think there's money out there if you can really bootstrap it and produce a decent game. I mean, if you have the right artists, the right programmers, especially with some of the off the shelf engines now, I think it's possible, right? I wish these people luck, especially if they can, if they can keep the costs low. We'll see. We'll see. This is something I would be curious about Mel's point of view because Mel Mel was a Dragon Age and Mass Effect type of player. Um, yeah, I was driving for about which one looks noisy? Which one? The orc one? The orc one? Is that the one you're talking about? Is that your type? If it is, I think I often come across games like this quite a bit. But if y'all want to go check it out, go check it out. Um, Speaking of kind of crazy car games, Crazy Taxi is teasing a new Crazy Taxi. So if you were into the first one, Speed Freaks, so you like that one. Like I said, it looks polished. If y'all want to go check it out, it looks polished. It's from Wire Productions. If you really like it, I am a Wire Productions ambassador, and I might be able to get some codes from that. Might is a keyword. But we'll see. But if that, let me know. And as Crazy Taxi is released, potentially we're getting another one. I don't know. I maybe. Some of the best gamers are indie. Look at Valheim, Stardew Valley, etc. Valheim. I remember there been Valheim. A lot of people really like it. Yeah, I think, and then Stardew Valley, obviously, huge stuff. I think if you have a solid concept, whatever it is, you just have to have a solid concept and be able to execute that as polished as get it as polished as you can for what you're trying to execute. I think that's the thing. Not everything has to be Elden Ring-esque, right? I use Elden Ring because I think that's a pretty massive open world. I think beautiful, great soundtrack. I think Elden Ring did a really good job for what it was trying to do. But I think there's other ways to do it. And so yeah, if you can create a smaller game for a smaller game under budget that addresses a market need, you should be successful. Not guaranteed, but it greatly raises your probability for success. I remember you played Dragon Age, the most recent one too. So you might like, I don't know what they're doing. I honestly don't know what game they're going for. But again, I think Dragon Age did better than what the social media scene said it was going to do. I don't think it met its full but I don't think it was a total failure. So again, I hope those people do. Souls rips offs. I agree. I think whatever you're going to do, again, whatever you're going to do, just do it well. Do it well and have something original. I think that's where game comes. Here, this is going to be a hot take. But I've been hinting around this idea for I don't know, several years now. But we've had this kind of let me call it, I guess what you call it in schools, or like the liberal arts. And everybody's been like focused on hard STEM. So that's science, technology, engineering, and math, which I think you need that. But you can't just get rid of the creative fields, because if you do, you're going to then end up to where I see a lot of games, which is like, okay, all you really did is create a knockoff of another really solid game, and you would maybe have a decent knockoff of a game if you just invested a little bit in your creative to make it something that's more original to you. And so I guess this is my pitch, and I may have already said this on this channel, but this is my pitch to say, like, you need the creative fields. Like you can't, AI is just going to basically give you an average of what's already out there, right? And I think it takes some art to tell a story. I think it takes some originality and vision to create a different sketch. I think being able to pick up to the game, like there's so many games that I think did a great job in investing in the composing of the music, investing into the sound quality that really elevate that game. Great example. A few years ago, I interviewed on this channel Megan McDuffie, right? She is the sound producer who did the Atari Recharge series, right? She did the entire Atari Recharge series. And I just thought that music, like, just hit it perfectly for Atari Recharge. I thought she did a really great job, you know? And as we see like games coming out, like there's so many times I think the music does really well. There's sometimes where I think the art, like I'm a huge fan of Ori, Neo Memories in Orbit, decent Metroidvania, but the art really sets it apart. A game that just recently released right now on Switch 2. It's the best-selling Nintendo game. I think it's the best-selling physical release this year, which I don't know how high of a bar that is, so take that with a grain of salt. But Yoshi and whatever the book Yoshi's reading, I don't know. But the Yoshi game is supposedly like beautiful, like coloring book style, whatever. So you prefer Dragon Age Origin? Ooh, I played Dragon Age Origin. I've not played any of them. Austin Wintory, who did the soundtrack for Journey. Austin Wintory, obviously legendary, right? There's a couple of them who just like nail it, just nail it. And so that's my thing, that I think whatever gaming's going to be going forward, it's going to have to be much more dependent on the art than I think the general computer community, like the technology community, has given art. Like there's been this movement to defund creative, like whether it's creative music programs, creative art programs, just anything, because they're like, just go hardcore on the mass. But I wonder if we're at a point where that pendulum's going to start swinging back to the arts. AI can do so much of like the hard math, but I still don't. I think you can see like when it's in like when someone tries to cut corners and use AI for their creative. Like it's like you can just tell it just takes. But can you tell if they use AI for your coding? I don't know. So Rory Embracer is considering licensing off its old IP such as Deus Ex, Saints Row, Time Splitters, and Red Faction. I mean, I think they've been trying to do that, right? Embracer broke up into 3 companies. And I mean, those are not bad to license off. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to license off. Like if it keeps the franchise alive, like here's a great example. If you're a game, this is my idea. If there's IP locked behind some type of like, I don't know, locked behind a company, and you're saying like, hey, if someone else can come up with an idea, we'll give them the IP. We'll let them use that license for the IP, and they can run and create the game. So I think licensing off IP, though not as great as if the original developers were making it, but it's probably like a consolation prize to allow that IP to live. And again, we talked about this with Star Fox, right? Like I'm excited to see Nintendo. Like obviously you want to see a publisher who own the IP, who knows the IP, relaunch it. But I think if they're not willing to do that, then at least let someone else run with it if they can pull together funding and they think they can do it. So I'm okay with that. Sims 2 music was composed by Mark Mothersbaugh, and people use it for the background music on. Oh, really? That's so cool. Yes, you could tell, but you need it to be proved. Dune has some AI stuff in the code as they cut corners. You should have the chat with Aussie Dan Dan. He's a coder and AI user. So I think if that's the case, then you can tell. Zalik putting us in our place. I would say this. I think you cannot use AI for everything. That is true. However, I think you could definitely tell more so when you use it for creative stuff than when you use it not for creatives. But Zalik is an AI user, right? Zalik created like a hit album with AI. So maybe use AI for creative. Maybe. Maybe. Hey Wanju, how are you? Long time no see. How have you been? What are you playing? What are you playing? Long time no see. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it either. I find it funny because literally an hour later, the voice actor of the reboot of Two Sex says that he is in talks with Embracer to bring back the franchise. There you go. And so I am, so like I said, I'm not, I mean, I feel bad. I felt like Embracer had a good thing going. And then, famously, Saudi Arabia pulled out of funding, and that just messed up their entire business model. And I think yeah, I think they splitting up into 3 different companies speaks for itself. You need to hear my new song, Spice Spice Baby. Did you play it on Monday? I came by for a second on Monday. I was in Jeff's stream yesterday. I've been in people's streams a lot. I was in Cherry Man stream, I think, Tuesday. Been in everybody's stream a little bit. I'm doing well. Oh, it's great to hear. Great to hear. Just doing the show. We're just doing the show. I got some more. Let's try some more trailers. All right, here we go. Yeah. I think this is the one I want to do. All right, here we go.
Do you know why I've called you in, Agni?
With all due respect, ma'am, what's the use of protocols if our agent dies in the field?
Let me be absolutely clear. You will be on your own.
Leela needs me, ma'am.
So that is Agni, Village of Calamity. So if y'all thought that was pretty creepy, you're not alone. So Wire Productions, as I said before, I am a ambassador for them. But all I know is the games that come out for them. But for me, what I like about what Riot Productions does is it seems like they found they have like 2 niches, if you haven't noticed. They have one niche that is like horror. So Wire Productions are the same people that did Martha is Dead, which I'm pretty sure there's a movie supposed to be coming out Did it already come out? Did the Martha is Dead movie already come out? Because I don't remember it. But they did Martha is Dead. And then they followed that up with a couple of other like horror type of games. And so what I like what they're doing is it seems like they have a pipeline. They know they can do horror well, right? They have several horror games. For an indie developer, I think they've really carved out a niche that reminds me a lot of like what A24 did initially with horror, like like the movie company. A24 like carved out their niche initially in horror. Blue Mouse, another one, like horror. And I like what Wired does. Like we played a game last year that was a psychological horror from them. This one looks like a slasher horror, like looks like body horror, right? Right. Martha is Dead was a very interesting one. There's the one where you're like in the middle of nowhere, and it's like I forget what that one's called, but it was on Stadia. There's several of them, and like I said, I'm not opposed to it. Like, if they create games that eventually come into movies and there's, like, cross media appeal, I like it. They have an opinion, they clearly are sticking to it, and to be very frank, that game looked pretty creepy. That's the second time I watched the trailer. Like, the first time I watched it, I was, like, kinda paying attention to it. The game legit like, I just realized, like, there's a girl's head on, like, a table or something. Super creepy. Super creepy. Too scary for you? Yeah, it's creepy for sure. Alan Wake 2 a little bit. Yeah, that's another one. So, I don't know what's going on in that game. This one that is, yeah. This is a try for me. I love a good foreign indie horror. It was foreign. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. So kudos to Wire Productions. I'll kind of try to dig a little bit more and see when this one comes through. But again, Wire Productions, keep your eye out for them because I could definitely see them getting more and more popular. And one of my favorite games, Lamote, another Wire Productions game, right? So Wire Productions, we're excited with them. Most of my time before is taken up by Five Nights at Freddy's, Sally. That's a good Five Nights at Freddy's is fine. Five Nights at Freddy's is totally fine. All right, let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more. Let's do some more things. What time is it? 9:16. All right, let's get into a little bit of PlayStation. PlayStation 2 has a state of play confirmed for June 2nd. Now, this is really good just because it looks like they are going to be doing a lot of Marvel Wolverine. Some PlayStation people are getting really excited about this. Y'all know what I feel like when people start talking hype and it's not really a game that's launched. But PlayStation people are super excited because they feel like something else may be launched alongside this. I don't know one way or the other. I don't have a feeling one way or the other, but as long as people are excited about gaming, I'm excited for them. Y'all know I'm super excited about Star Fox coming out. So, kudos to the PlayStation crew for that. If you are a PlayStation player and you are looking forward to maybe another game coming out, please let me know that as well. I would love to keep my eyes out for whatever that other game is coming out. And as you saw there, we are now entering that first week of June, which is just like tons and tons of game game reveals. It is the Summer Game Fest season. We have the Xbox Showcase June 7th, Summer Game Fest Live June 5th. Obviously, we saw the State of Play June 2nd. I would not be surprised if we all of a sudden get a Nintendo Direct for whatever Nintendo does. That LATAM showcase looks kind of cool. I'm really looking at the Mariachi Legends. I get my Mariachi Legends, one of my top favorites for this year. So yeah, a whole bunch of them are coming out, and we will definitely, I will definitely be looking at all of them, trying to get the best trailers for you. The Gears of War E-Day Direct, another exciting one. It's just a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of stuff coming out. So we're really excited for it. I don't think PC players can listen to PS News. Didn't they block us? Oh my goodness. We do have a little bit of that. Do we have a little bit of that? Do we have a little bit of that, Crow? Are you part of the upset crew? Are you part of um the upset crew? There we go, Crow. Um, Sony single player story games are reportedly becoming PlayStation exclusives again. Uh, Sony shifts away from PC port is seemingly confirmed. I am not going to say I called this, but I am going to say if y'all can go look at it. I did a video last year called like PlayStation's Advantage or something. It was about PlayStation. So look at it's probably somewhere in the spring of last year I did it. And I said I did not think the PlayStation to PC strategy was a long-term thing. I thought that they would probably revert closer to exclusive content. You can go look at the comment section of that video. And just like when I do any type of console gaming video, half the people agree with me, half people don't. But in that one, I took a stand and I said I did not think Sony's single player games that they would continue to put them on PC just because it would water down the PlayStation ecosystem. Now, whether or not this is a good long-term strategy, just because of where gaming is headed, I'm not going to hypothesize on that at the moment. But what I am going to say is I feel like at this time, it would behoove Sony to really double down on their own ecosystem, especially considering that that's basically what Nintendo has done. And Nintendo, from a gaming coming perspective, Nintendo is probably one of the most successful gaming companies that there is. So more to follow on this. Let's see if Xbox, right? Let's see if Xbox makes the same move. I don't think they will because I think they optimize for something different. But this is what we're getting from Sony. So Crow is right. Wolverine is your favorite. Crow, really? You like Wolverine? Why do you like Wolverine? Why do you like Wolverine? Because I don't really ever hear people talking about Wolverine like they like that. Nintendo has already confirmed that they will be at Gamescom this year. I'd love to hear that. No worries. See you, Roster. I love story games. Well, there you are. But they need to come out with some sort of like I don't know. I like this is making so many rounds with PC fan base because I'm like, not like Sony is like throwing out a ton of games right now. Like I could understand if Sony had the release schedule of like Nintendo's throwing out like a Nintendo exclusive or two every single month. Like there's at least 20 Switch 2 exclusives. A lot of that is first party, but there's other ones. And so yeah, I'm like, what, you're missing one game? That's how I feel. I'm like, there's like one PlayStation exclusive a year, like I guess. I don't really mind that PlayStation is removing their games from PC because it's their IP, so they can do what they want with it. This is true. They can do what they want. We're equal opportunity players here. We have Xbox, PlayStation 5, Nintendo consoles, plus PC. Equal opportunity. Yeah, I'll say it like this. I have them all. I have them all. And I mainly play on Switch, mainly just because I like their store. It's kind of the thing. I like their store and I like their online pricing. And people are like, well, pricing's not that expensive other places. And then you get like news like this, which just kind of like throws that argument out the window. right? Sony quietly increases the price of PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium subscriptions. This is annoying to me, right? Because right now I am paying for a PlayStation. I forget which one it is, but in order to do online play, this is a move for PC, right? Like why people are like, you should just play PC. For my Diablo is on PlayStation, so I had to pay the extra like $11 a month to play it online. And just little things like this annoy me. Little things like this annoy me. Not as much as like $25 for 4 gallons of gas, because that's ridiculous. But little things like this, that annoys me. That's why I can't wait till Diablo comes to Switch 2. Because Switch 2 has like $20 for a year. And hopefully that stays at that price. In Japan, it has not. We have 5 Switches here, one of each version, and 2 Switch 2s. Rebellica. What? My goodness. That's a lot. That's a lot of Nintendo. That is a ton of Nintendo at that household. I like Nintendo exclusive games like Mario Kart and other Mario games, Animal Crossing, Tomodachi Life. They have a lot of them. And they just came out like Pocopia, right? Like they're creating IP, and we haven't even just of like some of their other like big IP. Like you gotta have to like they kind of know what to do on their own IP. They don't always hit out the park. I'm still waiting to get reviews on Yoshi. Everybody I've talked to has said it's a cute game. It's sitting at the 81 Metacritic, which is solid. Anything over 75 in my book is good. Far cry from whatever Horizon's like at 100 or something, but still pretty good. I wish they had cheap online cloud save tier, no games. Yeah, I wish that too. I wish that too. Crossplay is great on Diablo. I know. I think more games should have crossplay and cross save. Like game companies, which Diablo has, right? Diablo has crossplay and cross save. I will easily pay for another Diablo 4 if I can bring it easily. Like it's not even like a question. I would easily do that. Because then therefore, like everything I really, really play is on Switch. So that's what I'm hoping. But here's to hoping. But doesn't Diablo have like, or Blizzard have a day? Like I have to pay the Japanese price for online since I originally created my account as a Japanese account. Audi, that is not a fun deal. I have nothing against consoles. I just don't play on them. I hear you, Crow. I hear you. I remember when Stadia shut down, you kind of said goodbye to console as well as cloud, and you're on PC. So I do think that sucks if you were looking to play Wolverine. What I will say is it could be temporary. You might end up getting a Wolverine on PC. So these things do switch back and forth. I saw a shirt yesterday where someone made their memes face the table of elements. What? Is this from Tomodachi Life? Short, not shirt. Oh, they made a shirt yesterday. Okay. I was like, that's a cool shirt too. The news story is really good, at least so far. Or Hatred expansion. You haven't beat it yet? You beat the story. You and Crow beat that story by now. I'm way behind on the story. So that's something I need to catch up on. So yeah, that's a purple thing. I have not done it. Some more Subnautica news. Here we go. Subnautica Crafton offered employees massive baby bonuses, and it paid off. That's huge. The great kudos for them. Um, I think that's kind of crazy that you're paying people to have babies, but I get it. I'm not against it. I just think it's interesting. It's an interesting practice. Um, but there you go. They paid them the baby bonuses, and now the people had the babies. So there you go. There you go. Y'all did the cow level? Oh my goodness. I need to catch up with y'all. He hasn't. How long is the story? Is it as long as the base game? Because it seems like, how many chapters is it? So Nintendo has now created a new mobile game that turns your selfies into mini games. Now, if y'all remember this, Joe, Angry Chicken, it's just Joe. He and I were talking about what Nintendo was doing with their phone apps, right? So if you want to play Pikmin Bloom, which is basically like a walking, it tracks your steps and stuff, you do it on the phone. But there were other things that you could do with your phone, like the Zelda notes. In order to use the Zelda notes, you have to play it with your phone. So I can see Nintendo really branching out and using other hardware you own as a way to continue to engage Nintendo. So continue to keep your eyes out on this. I think this is kind of cool. It's probably going to be something I test out, because it's not so much the game I'm looking towards, it's the actual technology where you basically can transition from the game world to the current world. And we continue to see the different facets. Pikmin is a great example, where you can take a picture of something in the game, and then you now have it in augmented reality in this world. I'm interested how this continues to evolve. So I'll leave it at that. I'm interested to see how it evolves. You play on your phone. How did you do that? How did you do that? Or were you using the controls from your phone? I don't know. I don't know how this works. Last but not least, it's the end of an era for PlayStation's first party free for all. So there you go. This is just restating what the PC things were. And as Crow has mentioned, PC gamers are upset. But they don't feel like they're missing out. They're not going back. Sony can't get them to come back. No way, no how. At least not for this. We'll see what the story is when Grand Theft Auto comes out. But at the moment, the PC, former console to PC players are standing firm in solidarity that they are not going back to console. Crow Resin is a part of that crew, as we heard earlier today. Hey, is this Mr. Daytona? Is this Slaytona? Is this Mr. Slaytona? Spartan came through? I didn't see Spartan. Where's Spartan? I paid 37 years. That's year for Nintendo Plus expansion pack. That's actually a pretty good price. But I did not. Oh, there goes Spartan. Hey, Spartan, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just about done with all the news. There's a couple big things left, but let's get towards a trailer. We got a couple of trailers, so let's let them go. All right, here we go.
Peggy 18.
That is Hell Let Loose Vietnam. I think I'm just interested in the campaigns for that game. Like I saw someone play a Hell Let Loose. I think I saw someone play this demo. Uh looks in like reminds me of like do you remember like the I'm talking old Call of Duty, like World War II Call of Duties? That's what that looks like to me, but with Vietnam War. And I'm not gonna lie, like I actually played the very old, like the Band of Brother Call of Duty type of games. I actually played that because I was in the army at the time, and there's a couple of games like it. It was like during this time when first person shooters were becoming a thing, and there's actually another game the army had us play. This was way back in like 2002. Holy jeez. Um, there's a game, I think it was like American Heroes. There's a game like Call of Duty that the army had my unit actually play, and it was supposed to simulate like if you were to go through like basics. So like they had a thing for like what it would feel like to be in like the rifle range or like what it would feel like to be in airborne school. It was, like, legit, like, very what would we call that? It was like a military simulator shooting game, and then they actually had, like, missions that you would do. I mentioned that because at the time, the other game that and I guess this was a game, but the thing reminded me a lot of was, like, Call of Duty, and I remember a lot of the soldiers were always talking about, "Why don't they just get Call of Duty to do this?" And this was before Call of Duty was, like, a thing. Okay, this is, like I said, early 2000s. I just bring that up because back then, um, that this game, Hell Let Loose, reminds me of the early Call of Duty. And I see you there, Spartan, dropping the big ones. Spartan, thank you. Spartan, you've been super gracious with your gifted. Thank you so much. Obviously, you know I need to do that. What did we play the games on back then? The American Hero. It was a PC game. So we went into a laboratory and I want to say it was American Heroes, but it may not be that name. I'll find the game. I'll find the name here the next time I do a um a trailer, and I'll tell you the name of the game. But it was like we would go into like a computer lab essentially, and they would sit us down, and like we would be like red team, blue team, and it was like it was like LAN online simulation type of deal. And yeah, that's what it was. And I'm sure more units, like there was a lot of units that got to do. I'm not saying like we were the special. I'm sure there was like a couple of units that did this, but yeah, it was kind of interesting because then we could go and like some like they had like tanks. Like you would, I guess they would do this type of simulation before you actually went into, like, the tank, like, it was actually, like, what would we call those things? It's like a tabletop, like a sand top or exercise before you actually went out in the field. But thank you so much, Spartan, for the gifted. Super, super excited. Free Remy. Remy is sleeping over there. But and I am usually when I say my last little thing is when he wakes up. Something has told him that when I say the I don't care where like when I start saying that, he starts to wake up. So he's like in his little ball, and he's looking all innocent right now. Yeah, but why were you shooting the enemies in that game? What did they do? Because we were on teams. It was red team, yellow team. I knew what we were doing. I knew what we were doing. We had a mission. And the mission usually was like, we still don't have games like this. I used to think like the coolest thing was like, especially when you got to the artillery thing, like you had spotters. Like there was like, I'm not talking like 4 people Halo either. I'm talking like 20 people all on the same team. And some of them would be in up armored vehicles going around spotting. Some people were like rifle people shooting like on the ground, and like you could drop artillery. It was like cool, and like you had missions. Like it wasn't like it was like an actual mission. But yeah, so this next trailer, I'm pretty sure I can find the name of it pretty quickly. So let me give you all another trailer, and then I'll show you exactly what the game was, and then you can go look up whatever it was. All right, let me give you all a pretty long one. I don't have that long of a one, but here we go. This one's coming out here pretty soon. All right, here we go.
I didn't catch your name.
I didn't give it.
Bond is immature and reckless. Headstrong. Thrill-seeking. Issues with authority.
Meet our new star, Air Crewman Bond.
Do you mind telling me why I'm here?
I want to make you a spy.
St. John Smythe, my dear.
009 is a master manipulator.
To catch him, we're going to need eyes everywhere.
When you're ready, Bond.
What about the girl?
A means to an end.
That's an interesting pickup line.
Whatever his endgame is, we won't see it coming.
Yes, and Republica, you got it. It is America's Army. I'm just looking at it. It came out exactly what I said, 2002. And so we actually got to play the. This is saying it released July 4th of 2002. This was actually sponsored by the US government. I should actually probably do a whole YouTube short on this. Like I should do a YouTube video on this game. Because I got to see this probably a year before 2002 or early 2000. It definitely was not July 4th of 2002. So patriotic. July 4th of 2002. This y'all have to realize like this game, that actually is something I'll probably do is like an entire video on this game, because you got to think July 4th of 2002 is theoretically only 10 months after September 11th, right? And so Granny and his brother played it, did they? You get first light for free if you sign up for 12 months Ultimate G4. Really? That's a lot of money. I would just buy the game. I would just buy the game. Why do yeah, I'm currently playing Legends. I'm waiting for the remake of that. But this is like 10 months after September 11th. And the game was obviously in development prior to this, but it was like a whole thing. And they would give this game out for free. And you would have like people playing it, but it was like a legit shooter, but it was tactical. If you died, you were out of it. And it was like I said, they would play it on these massive LAN teams. The commercial version may have only been for a few people, but like we would go into these rooms and it was like a massive, like huge entire platoon versus platoon. And people got to like select what like thing they were. It was, I don't know how much the US government spent in this game, but I'm surprised that no one talks about it, because it was definitely a thing. It was definitely a thing. Why don't you have someone like Neos be like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Be like, shut up. IO Interactive is a great game. Man, so that 007 one, I'm going to be curious about the story. I'm also curious who the new 007 is in like the real actual movie type of situation. Hey, Granite, the Army sent me a copy of that game. I remember that. Did they really? It was a different time. Like this is around the time where like AOL would send like CDs out recently. Like it was that time. And this was legitimately like, at the time, Because, like, what did I just say? This was July 4th of 2002. So this is technically Halo had just launched, right? Or was about to launch. The graphics in that were more realistic. And if you compare the graphics to that to Halo, you would be like, oh, that game looks better than Halo. And but to me, the thing that was just so like revolutionary looking back that I did not like, I thought it was super high tech. And now I'm like, oh, I see what they did. But they have like an entire platoon of people on the same team. Like you have to think how like, crazy that was at thing. Because up until then, like how many people would you have on the same team? Maybe like 4 on 4, unless you had massive Xbox LAN. But even that didn't come out until like again, this is July. I played this game early 2002, if not late 2001. And I don't even think it was the one that was released to the public. Because like I said, we could be like in a tank. I remember that like people were like artillery people. It was like a legit combined arms type of training environment. So I may do a video on that. It's weird. I played America's Army for hours and hours with my friends slash brother question mark. They ruined the game with a major update. Is that what happened? I just know when I played it, it just seemed like I just remember being at the rifle range, like at the marksmanship range, and the way the character breathed was legitimately like how you breathe. Like you had to like hold like like the way you pull your trigger, like they had that down really well. And then the way airborne school was, like it was like too realistic. You know what I mean? Like it was like way too realistic. Looking back, I was like, what did they do? Like just like hook a camera up to some like soldier and make a game off of that? But if you what basic is, go play that game. I'll say it like that. Go play it. I never played it, but I was wondering about what happened to it a few weeks ago. Really? That's crazy you were thinking about that. 16 hours, 16 players on the original Halo on the original Xbox. So like I said, original Xbox comes out when, right? When does the original Xbox come out? Release is 2001, November 2001, right? And Halo comes out like maybe at the same time. But where you're talking about like where entire people were playing, this wasn't popular back then. Like I don't care what anybody says. This was not popular back then. Because like Xbox wasn't like this is literally like I want to tell you like I played this game probably right around the same time Xbox is coming out. And to have an entire platoon, like I'm talking like an entire battalion, like this platoon versus this platoon, that's like 60 people. You know what I mean? Like there it was at the time, it just seemed like it was different. But here we are now. Here we are now. Oh, y'all gotta play Doom. Yeah, you couldn't play the game until you all passed. Yes, Granny, you know exactly. This is exactly true. That's exactly true. You could not play the game until you did basic. In basic, I remember there was a rifle range, an airborne range, and then you could play it. And then they had, like I said, this massive online. It was like obviously it was like locked on a LAN type of order to get an entire platoon. And it wasn't like Halo, like I said, it was like actual missions. That's the best way I can say. Hey Geek, what's going on? Like this is early first person shooter type of game. Nothing like it since. Well, I guess maybe you could say, what is that one that just came out? Battlefield. Battlefield is an arcade version of what this game was. Let me say it like that. When Xbox came out and I played Halo, I was an Xbox from then on. Really, Spartan? You're holding on? You're holding. I mean, when it came out, I just remember it being like, this is. I remember knowing it was Microsoft because, again, I knew it was a Microsoft product. And like at this time, like Dreamcast is still out there. PlayStation had not come out with PlayStation 2 yet. N64, like GameCube might have came by this time. I say it was coming. We were still in this era of like transitioning from arcades. Like that's a very interesting time in gaming, which looking back now, we're kind of like we gloss over a lot that happened at that time. But it wasn't like people think. Like there wasn't this console PC. Like there were games you played on PC and there were games you played on console. And there was games you played on handheld. Like there were no mobile games. You know what I mean? Other than Snake. So it's a very different time. All right. Here we go. All right, we got a couple more trailers and then I'll open up the lines. And then we can reminisce about early 2000s gaming in the Army. All right, here we go. That's Safara. Here we go. We got another one coming for you.
I suppose he sent you to hunt me down, yes?
Urian Caldecott, wanted for historic crimes against the old colony.
I'm waiting for you at the cathedral. There's something here you really need to see. You truly do mean to kill him, don't you?
What do you think a man like him would do with all of that power?
How do you expect me to kill a god?
Your job is to lead me to the gallows. Maybe you ought to ask yourself why.
Here, folks. What do you do for fun? Other than shooting things, I mean.
Urian told you about the prophecy, didn't he? Of course he did.
I've got a lot riding on me, folks, and time is running short.
What terrible thing have you awakened?
You just tried to kill me!
Men were never meant to control gods.
Stupid child! Can't you see you've fallen for a lie?
So that is Luna Abyss. I'm not gonna lie, the music of that game makes me feel like I'm gonna cry at the end. I don't know why. It just had like this very like dramatic, like I feel like That's the type of game where I feel like I'm gonna have to sacrifice myself, be in for humanity. Like, and I built this like amazing like connection to the character. I don't know. I like if you guys go watch the trailer again, the music has like this very like what's the word I'm looking there's a word I'm looking for. It just has a certain tone to it. I don't know. I was loving the music you could download on the console and play it through your Xbox and control what you want to hear as you play the games. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. Um Luna Abyss, huh? It looked cool, right? But as Rebecca was saying, there was no mobile gaming. It was a Game Boy, or if you had it, Game Gear was already out of style by this time. And anybody who's trying to tell me that a Nomad was a thing, like no, no, it wasn't. There's so many people who have this revisionist history of that time. But yeah, it was a very interesting time. And Daytona asked if we have arcades. So the theater, there's two theaters. There's one an AMC, and then there's one that's a Regal. The AMC is located in the mall, and there's like actual arcades in the mall. Like there's like 3 or 4 actual arcades. I should probably take a picture of this one day. One of them is a Dave and Buster's. So if we take away the Dave and Buster's, there's at least 2 other like actual arcade. Don't have this. There's something shady going on with this mall, by the way. I feel like it's just shady. Like I don't know how it's still in business. Maybe it'll shut down soon. I have no idea. But that's a mall. And then you have and the Regal doesn't have arcades as much as it has like the game. Like so there's these new, they're not new. They're not new. There are these arcade games that are you see a lot in like I saw them in Korea. Like but the people are like, "Oh, they're Japanese." But yeah, it's like this Asian type of game where you win prizes, like little dolls and stuff. So that's what you see at these movie theaters, but you don't see like an arcade game. You see like I don't know what you call that, but it's like a little gaming thing that you win a prize. It's gambling. That's what it's gambling. Like they have this legalized version of gambling for kids. Does Zalek have to leave? Yeah, I gotta go. My train just started. All right, later, Zalek. Take care. I played some CDs my mom had on the original Xbox. What? Daytona, Daytona, the original X. What are you talking? This must have been like a antique by the time you got it. I'm good. Cineplex theaters in Canada usually have an arcade section. That's cool if they still do. There was a time where they had a ton of it. I like the GameCube, but I played the Resident Evil remaster games that were exclusive on that console at the time. That's crazy. Excuse me, that is so crazy that you're the more you're saying that. I'm just thinking about that. And what I'm saying is crazy is that GameCube had Resident Evil exclusive games. That to me is interesting. Gotcha. Yes, gotcha games. That's exactly what they are. They're like a whole bunch of like, they're spread out throughout the mall. Crane games, they're those types of games. But they have a very like anime aesthetic to it. Like you go into, they all look, the places all look the same. It's like a white room. Like the arcade games are white. There's like neon, like pink, purple neon lights. And it's always like these little dolls. And I mean, they must make money because the whole entire mall's filled with them. You know what I mean? So I need to probably check that place out closer to like after school because I have no idea who goes to this mall. Like there's no one at this mall when I go. So yeah. So your mom, I got the original Xbox as a kid because my mom had a friend with a daughter who grew up grew out of gaming with it. Really interesting. Wawaji. I'll take a picture. But yeah, I believe it. I believe it. That's what's replaced arcade games. That's what's replaced arcade games. So great question, Daytona. Great question. All right, wait. Couple of more. Yeah, let's do a little Hyrule Warriors. Let's do a little Hyrule Warriors. Why won't we?
Is this your first time seeing a construct?
Nothing compares to Minoru's incredible research.
So that is an amiibo coming out for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. And Crazy Louie, what's going on? I knew Crazy. We got Spark, got a couple of Xbox. I still think Resident Evil 0 is exclusive, but maybe it's on Steam. I didn't look it up. I wouldn't know. Cowboy would know though. Cowboy's a huge Resident Evil fan. But I love getting so excited for Xbox today. I thought Xbox is dead. Who told you that? Is that my thing, Noisy? Is that what I said? I didn't say it. I do think it's not doing as well, but that's a different story. But I still think it's there. I still have it. I can still play it. But no, it's not. It's 20. It's 24, 20. No, it's 20. Yeah, it's 24 going on 25. Crazy. But yeah, and then we got one more Switch exclusive, and then we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. So I had it in the trailers on a Metroidvania. So that is Constance. Showcased it a few times now. It is out. It's not a Switch exclusive, if you were thinking that. It was tough. Yeah, it looks tough because I think the gaming mechanics going to be a little different. Like you have a paintbrush. You know what I mean? So I may give it a try. Looks like it's going to be more platform heavy for Metroidvania. I like it to be a little bit more action. So we'll see. And Xbox, they got to remember who they are, or maybe you need to recognize who they are. Daytona. Maybe Xbox is growing, and you need to grow with it. I'm joking. We'll see. We'll see what happens on that. But that's all. That's all I have. That's all I have. I did have some Xbox kind of rebranding. to Xbox is rebranding all their social media accounts, which is expected with the new CEO. As Daytona has pointed out, Xbox fans demand a return to exclusives. So we're talking about this with Sony. After Microsoft asked for feedback, I don't know if this is going to help or happen. I think what you may see is timed exclusives, but I don't think that exclusives were a Sarah Bond, Phil Spencer situation. I think they were receiving a lot of pressure from a lot of people to do that. They just so happen to be the fall people. So you have that. And then a little bit of news about, in Rebecca's favorite company, EA, Xbox Game Pass family plan was apparently shut down after EA pushback. I don't know what they have to do with each other, but supposedly EA told a $4 trillion company, you can't do this. Something tells me it wasn't like that, but that's just me. NASCAR champion Kyle Busch has suddenly died today at the age of wow. I've heard of Kyle Busch. I couldn't identify Kyle Busch, but I've heard of Kyle Busch. And it seems like if he had an illness that killed him, that would be critical, devastating. Cause of death was devastating illness. I think severe illness just gets you sick. I think tragic illness, I think we would use the word tragic. Died of tragic illness. Because I think if you say tragic illness, that implies it's pretty much like you ran out of quarters on life on that one. So sorry to hear that. I also want to come back to something Granite was saying earlier about arcade games. I've been thinking about this. Arcade games used to be a quarter. What is the inflation of a quarter in 1992? A quarter increased in cost from 1992 to today. That's the question I have. Because arcade games, they're like $1, right? They're actually, you don't even have it. It's not even $1. You get like a little credit card. You fill up the credit card and then you go play. So how much was a quarter back then versus a quarter today? Condolences. Yes, condolences. Exactly, Spartan. Is in Game Pass, so possibly. Is it? No, EA Play is. But I feel like Microsoft, I just don't feel like a company like EA would tell Microsoft what to do. I guess that's what I'm saying. I think EA could have some complaints, right? But I think the spread between those two is big enough that EA was probably asking for something and Microsoft didn't want to give it to them. I think that's what happened. Oh, that's good. Wow. That's interesting that you use kilometers to explain. But let's go look up Noisy. Because you know Noisy is. Noisy knows about the EA. Noisy knows about the EA. But let me just see EA's size. Because I'm trying to from what I've seen, what do you get with EA Play? This is where I'm getting into. What do you get with EA Play? Why would they care? Because it's not like you're getting maybe but do you get Madden when it first comes out with EA Play? I guess that's the thing. What do you get exactly with it? My map is in kilometers. You're fine, Rebelica. You're fine. But yes, Google says 25 cents is worth 59 cents today. So theoretically, gaming should be 60 cents. I'm gonna have to go to the arcades then to see how much they are. But I do know, like, you get a card, you fill up, you recharge a credit card, and then you go around, and it's weird. It's weird, but that could be a thing. That could be a thing. If 25 cents is 60 cents now, man, I always go to like a bag of chips. You know what I mean? Or like a Coke was 50 cents. A can was 50 cents. So if you're saying it's like 29 cents, that's like 140% inflation. Did I do that right? So maybe, but soft drinks are like $3 someplace, $4. I don't know. Something's not mathing. Something's not mathing here. There's 2 tiers of EA Play. Xbox One doesn't have the newest ones. A couple hours of gameplay before you buy. So that's my thing. How could, if it's only a couple of hours of gameplay, why would they have an issue with that? It's something tells me there's something else behind the story. There has to be something else behind it, because I didn't think it was like Ubisoft Plus. Like, right, Ubisoft Plus, Ubisoft 8. But EA Play, I didn't think EA Play for Xbox gaming. Maybe to it. Overpriced and wasn't good. Oh, this is the Chuck E. Cheese pizza? I think it depends on the Chuck E. Cheese. The Sims base game, which is free anyway. See, it has to be something else they're doing. Like this just doesn't seem like that is the reason why you don't have a family plan. Does it, or am I wrong? What, someone who has it, who is to or you kind of feel like sounds right. What am I missing? Because this doesn't seem like you have a family tier for Game Pass, and you're telling me the reason you don't do the family is because but your relationship with EA is basically older games. Like, it's not the newer game. That's the reason you shut down. Like, then just kick EA out of the family plan. Or am I missing it? Like, that's how I would, like, okay, he doesn't want to play ball. You're Game Pass. You have more of the games than what EA is offering. I don't use EA Play. I only like Mass Effect from EA. That's what I was like. Like, it's probably just an excuse. I think so, but that's one to pin off on EA. You know what I mean? That's, I guess, that's where it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you going after, like, pin it off on like the cost of cloud? Like, there's, it just seems weird. Is it really? Daytona, you always bring this up. Always bring this up. Some guy family plan from Cali, and I'm in Canada. There's a family plan. There is a family plan. Okay, hold on. Let me charge this over here. It doesn't show it's messing up my hand. That's why. So it's not showing it's messed on my hand. Let me say it like that. It did stutter. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't show it's messing up on my end. Only thing I can do is maybe I shut down everything. Let me see if there's anything not. I shut down everything. I don't know what to tell you. I shut down everything. So, I don't know. I don't want to tell you, like, I am literally on like a connection that's nothing. I'm lagging. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. We're going to do this again. All right. Let me know how it goes now. Let me know how it goes now. Let me know. I switched some stuff. I switched some stuff around. So let me know how it is now. But it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. It's just turrets acting up. It's just my turrets are acting up. Oh my goodness, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. But I think we're gonna probably shut it down early today. Like, unless there's something I missed. I think I got everything right. I think we talked about Xbox stuff. We talked about Bungie stuff. We talked about Sony stuff. We talked about Nintendo stuff. I think I hit all the trailers. I do have a Thick of Thieves trailer. I don't know if y'all want to see that. I got a Ubisoft news here. Far Cry and Ghost Recon games all by March 2020. That just seems so far away. Ubisoft, I wouldn't promise that 3 years out. Assassin's Creed, I could see. Far Cry, I guess. Ghost Recon. I don't know. I don't know if those are the games I'm looking forward to. Let me know if y'all are looking forward to it. All right, night roster. Good. That is Google's ticker sign for stock prices. Goog, Goog. But yeah, that was all the news I had. But let me know. I'll keep it open for about 5 more minutes. If anybody wants to come on, let me know. But if not, we don't have to. Right now, I am playing, like I said, trying to finish Diablo. I also started playing Assassin's Creed 3. If you know anything about me in Assassin's Creed 3, you know I've started this game numerous times and always stop in Boston. Well, this time I've made it all the way out to the outer sides of Boston, and I've ran into a indigenous woman who my main character finds very interesting. So we are trying to figure out the indigenous woman, who she is, what she knows, and it's snowing. That's where I am in the game. I feel pretty excited about, like, I feel pretty proud about this because this is the furthest I've ever made it in Assassin's Creed 3. I'm pretty sure it's still the beginning of the game. I'm almost positive it's still the beginning of the game. But I am further than I've ever been. I'll leave it like that. Yeah. No problem, Addie. No problem. We'll drop a link. We'll drop the link. We'll drop the link there, Addie. There you go. Link has been dropped. Link has been dropped, Addie. So I'm excited. So Assassin's Creed, Diablo, and I think there's like one other game. Trying to get through this because come in 4.5 weeks, I am playing Star Fox, and I don't care what you have to say about that. But then I need to pick, no worries, for my convention. Ooh, tell us more about the convention in chat, Rebecca. And we got Audi coming through. Hey, Audie,
Hello.
what's going on?
Hey, so what is your thoughts now that Directive 8020 has released? What are your thoughts?
So great question. I was talking to great question. This is a really good question. Thank you for the question, Audie. I was talking to Ambi. Have you played it?
I have.
Okay. So I would be curious on your thoughts in Ambi's thoughts. So I watched Ambi play part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to say I have not bought it. I will eventually buy it.
Yeah.
I am a little, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed because
Mm-hmm.
3 things. I am not the best stealth gamer. There's a lot of stealth mechanics. I actually really enjoyed watching all the deaths in the Dark Pictures anthology. There's not really a lot of deaths like that, right?
Yeah.
The curator, like it seems like it's a totally like I thought this was going to be season 2 of the Dark Pictures anthology series. It seems like it is
Yeah.
a departure from that. But I did not play it. But a lot of players who are Dark Pictures anthology players are saying this is like either number 3 or number 4. As far as like, okay, Until Dawn is number 1, House of Ashes is number 2, or The Quarry is number 2. Like, then they're putting this game.
Yeah.
So to me, that speaks a lot, but let me know what your thoughts are.
I think it's not a Dark Pictures anthology game. It's not a part of that greater universe.
But I
But
thought
it
it was supposed to be that. I thought it was supposed to be that.
I think it originally was, but it got into the point where they were like, okay, this is its own thing, and it's the start of its own separate universe.
So
Away
did we
from
just
Dark.
did we just lose Dark Pictures universe?
Oh no, like they're still gonna do that. Season 3 is still coming out this year.
But they never did season 2.
They
So
didn't?
like Dark Pictures, you have you have what? You have
Oh yeah. I
you have
meant
House of
season 2.
Ashes, season 2. Okay, so you have House of Ashes, Little Hope, Man of Medan, and The
Mm-hmm.
Devil in Me. You have those 4.
Yes.
And then this one was supposed. So you're saying another one is going to come out this year?
Yes.
Did they tease that in the game?
I don't think they teased it in the game, but I don't know what if you saw any of the endings, but how
Of
can I
which
say
one?
this?
Of 80/20?
Yes, of
I did not see
80/20.
the ending of 80/20.
Okay. It's hard
Alright.
not to spoil it.
Okay. So if you're telling me more Dark Pictures are coming, the agency at the end of House of Ashes has it. So y'all are gonna really make me go play this game, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the only way not to spoil it.
You're really going to make me play this game. It is a $40 game. We're talking about Dark Pictures Anthology, super massive game, right? I've streamed all of them on stream. Like of course I've streamed all of this one, but I've played them all on stream. This is the newest one, Directive 8020, and it just launched last week or week like earlier this May, sometime in May. And so that's what we're talking about. Don't spoil. Okay, actually, if you do, just no, they're not going to spoil it because I haven't played it either, Daytona. I haven't played it either. So they're not going to spoil it, but we do have some people who have played it. All right, so what would you rate the game, Audi?
Well,
Ambi in chat to rate the game. Ambi's played it, and I want you to play it.
What would I rate
I mean,
it?
yeah. What you tell? So, go ahead, Adam.
I would, huh? Overall, I would probably give it a 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. That's a really good score. It's that good. You think it's that good?
Yes, in my personal opinion, that's what I believed.
8 point. Andy's saying an 8.5. What? What are we? I mean, this has to be scoring inflation.
No,
Like, no,
it gets better. It gets better.
what? But the twist and direct is part of the. It's part of the Warframe then Teneo were experimenting on the grinder and made the aliens a new faction. What? Don't not to be confused with Warframe Infested. Oh my goodness. Y'all just stop it. Stop it.
No,
Y'all
it's
are gonna
not.
make me like stay up at least 2 hours. Dude, is the PlayStation up here? The PlayStation is up here.
hmm
I don't know why oh, Diablo. So I'm looking at the PlayStation. I will download this. It would be a 9, but it's a bit too much stealth. A 9?
I would agree with that.
A 9 is literally like Game of the Year contender. I think y'all are giving this too much credit. I think you're giving it too much credit. I'm going to buy this game. I am going to buy this game. And Audi, if it is not an 8, actually, Ambi, if it is not an 8.5, I'm coming for you, Ambi. I'm already at odds with Ambi. I'm already at odds with Ambi. So like, okay, all right. We'll see. Okay. So that's your thoughts. I have not played it. I am feeling better I'm like in a better place now with gaming. So, okay.
Okay. So another thing is, what are your thoughts about Xbox's new chief strategy officer?
I don't know them. I don't know. I don't know people at that level. I don't even know my new chief strategy officer. So let's start the. Wait, we're Directive 8020 Simpleton. Directive 8020. So the new supermassive game that launched like a week or two ago. What are your thoughts, Adi?
Overall, about what?
About what? Yeah, about what you just asked me.
Oh, okay. I think I don't know enough about him to make a informed decision. Because I only just saw it like only an hour ago.
Okay. I'll do some research on it. It'll probably be on next week's call. A strategy officer, let me see where their background is. Like I said, I think Xbox is making a massive pit. Like, I don't think Xbox is dead, but I think people asking for Xbox to go back to what it was, I don't think that's what they're trying to do. Like, I just don't think that is in the cards. Like, I think Xbox has to evolve with how Microsoft has evolved. And so let me go back and see where they're actually coming from. Like, I don't think it's a situation like a Nintendo, right? Nintendo is just gaming. Even Sony to a degree is like these companies have an ability to they go backwards, but Microsoft is so much about like where they are, cloud, AI, and enterprise, and getting as many people on the platform and keeping them on the platform and stuff. I just don't see them going backwards. That's just me. Maybe. When Louis here, Xbox is dead. LOL. Noisy, do you want us to do that? I can do that next time Louis comes. But Noisy, you like Louis. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get Louis' blood temperature all up.
Didn't the new Forza game release?
Yeah, so last week we did the new Forza game. It released at like that's like a 96. It's super high. The Metacritic on that game is super high. Not that I would be able to tell the difference between the old Forza and the new Forza, but for Forza players, it's a probably I think the best one in the franchise, which is really impressive to say for a game that is on the 6th iteration.
I might try it.
Go for it.
Because right now I'm tied up with Legend of Zelda and Call of the Elder God.
Never played the second one. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, they're saying is going to get a remake or remaster for Switch 2. And that is literally the first game that I did everything you possibly can do in it. So I'm not going to say I'm as excited to see that as Star Fox, but that's just because I am so excited to see Star Fox. But Zelda, if Nintendo was to release an updated version of Ocarina of Time, with a Star Fox, and I'm already getting a Reanimal. I got Reanimal this year. I'm getting a Reanimal DLC. I'm getting a Little Nightmares DLC. That's something a lot of people aren't talking about. Little Nightmares DLC coming out. This could rival 2023 as far as gaming goes. And I had this would surpass 2024. This rivals 2023 in my gaming. Like that's just my humble opinion.
Yeah. Probably next week I'll start trying Lego Batman.
So I watched Jeff Janak play the old one, and I hear you. See, Daytona. I trust Daytona when he says this. It's not the best in the franchise. That is a racing game person. I trust Daytona.
Yeah.
I trust Daytona on that comment. Daytona knows right. So I was watching Jeff Janak play the Lego. I guess it was an old Lego Batman. But yeah, I mean, we have Jack of all trades who loves that French. Like a lot of people are excited about it. So you're gonna have to tell me about where you think that one lands, because it seems like there's a lot of hype for this game.
Yeah. As for Lego Batman, I think it's similar in some ways to the Arkham series, if you play that.
Okay.
But Lego-fied and more orientated towards kids while keeping the violence of the Arkham series, but without blood.
Okay. The only time I played Arkham, there was like a thing where AT&T was doing Arkham Knight. I forget what it was. So I played a little bit there. But I'm going to tell you, like, Batman's one of those games that I enjoy the movies more.
Yes.
And so that's why, like, when I play, like, there's certain games where it's like, okay, I can enjoy the movie and the game. But I feel like in that Batman Arkham Knight game, I think it was called Arkham Knight, it didn't have, like, really fluid movement to me. And so I would rather just watch the movie where it's, like, Batman versus Bane. Like, that one just seems, like, so, like, the sound in that one. Or The Batman, like, the one that just came out. And it's, like, very dark. I don't know. I'd just rather watch the movie. As I'm saying that, I may actually go watch one of the movies after this. Because it's, like, a very, like, the sound effects in that movie are really great. But okay, so that's how I feel about that one. But I'm hoping you enjoy it. I'm hoping you enjoy it.
Yeah,
Sparta's about to play mixtape. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, for me, I mainly enjoy Batman from the comics and the games.
Okay. That's fair.
As I just never really could get into the movies. I just thought
That's fair.
all of them were mediocre.
That's a fit. That I forgot to follow up with you on it. Wit. I watched. Okay, Adi, I'm going to come back to you. I just saw Wit talking about this. I want to let Wit know this. Wit, I watched Spider-Man Miles Morales 1 and 2. She knows what I'm talking about. So Batman. It depends on which movie iteration of Batman you're talking about. But I could definitely see where some of them are like that. But I think some of them are very dark and gritty, and I like the cinematography for it. But I respect the opinion.
Oh yeah, Yoshi came out recently.
Yoshi did come out. Yoshi came out this week. Best-selling game on Switch 2 at the moment. Best-selling physical game right now for 2026. Sitting at an 81 Metacritic. And I think it's going to be a solid inch. They say it's a puzzle game. So I like puzzle games. You know what I mean? So this may be something I pick up.
Yeah, I am the same way. I am watching gameplay of it, and I am on the edge of picking it up.
Yeah. I really like Michael Keaton and Christian Bale as Batman. I thought Christian Bale was a good Batman. Whatever the new one, the Affleck one, or who's the new kid? The Batman, whichever one that is. I liked him. Keaton is solid. I have them all. Actually, have them all. Christopher Nolan did the Dark Knight series, which I know we're not talking about it. And I know you asked me a question, but I do. Since I mentioned Christopher Nolan, do you know who Christopher Nolan is, Audi?
He sounds familiar.
Okay, so he's the person who did he's done a lot of movies, very much into big production types of movies. And he's the director who is doing the Odyssey.
Oh yes, him.
So Robert Pattinson is the most recent one. You just killed it for me, Rebecca, because I don't think I like that guy. Rise of Shinzu. I love it. I have not played that one. Yeah, so there's a big epic movie coming out, The Odyssey. A lot of controversy around this game. I don't really know why. So if someone in chat can explain to me why there's controversy around The Odyssey, please let me know. But Christopher Nolan is doing it. He usually does these huge epic movies. And the only thing I'm thinking is how long is it? This movie has to be 3.5, 4 hours. Like The Odyssey's in one sitting, that's going to be so long. So long. So that's all I know. I don't know why we went on that, but yeah.
I'm gonna look up the controversy surrounding it.
Yeah. The Odyssey comes out in July. I really liked him in Tenet.
Okay.
You really like too in Tenet. That is actually, Rebecca, that is the first comment I've ever heard that is a positive for the movie Tenet.
So, from what I can find, the controversy surrounding the Odyssey is due to racial casting choices and monetize dialogue.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So we're seeing two different things. Amy's saying Lupita is playing Helen of Troy, and they're upset about this. Okay, and then you're saying modern. You love Tenet. Oh my goodness, you're gonna have to explain this movie to me. Um, and and then you're saying modern dialogue. Okay, so I don't know what they want in original. What was 300? Wasn't 300 modern dialogue?
I think so, yeah.
Like, wasn't 300 modern dialogue? Where's Spartan? Spartan would know this. His name's Spartan. Um, but and then Lupita's Helen of Troy. I can see why they would pick her. Because like Helen of Troy is the daughter or the niece. Isn't Helen of Troy like a daughter of a god? Or did I miss that up? I'm gonna have to look that up. Is Helen of Troy a daughter of a god? Greek and Roman mythology movies are money makers. They won it in ancient Greek. That's what I was just like. Rebellica, that's what I was like.
Yeah.
Even if we had a movie, like, I don't think people realize that even if we had a movie from like the Middle Ages, the English that they're speaking, you would not understand. It doesn't sound like Harry Potter people talking. It is like a very different sounding language. So if you want it in ancient Greek, I don't even think they want it in modern Greek. You know what I mean? The face that launched 1,000 ships. But I think if they're upset that Helen of Troy is being played by Lupita, my question is, I think there's several gods, Greek gods and goddesses that are portrayed as like people of color, especially in Greece.
Yeah.
This is Sparta. Yeah, exactly. I don't think the Spartans would have said this is Sparta. I think they would have said East Sparta, these or something like that in Latin. I think I said that in perfect. I think I said, like, we wouldn't even understand it.
Yeah. Because
So
their Latin is different than the Latin we know.
Their Latin's not only different than Latin we know, but English speakers don't speak like that. Like, Latin, the way you understand, like, for one, I don't think English speakers know enough about like nouns and the direct noun, the indirect verb, like, but in Latin, the ending of the word determines which is the subject and which is and we don't think like that. Like, our language is very much like pattern based, but Latin's not like we wouldn't understand this. We just wouldn't understand it. She's the daughter of Zeus and Leda. Zeus transformed into a swan, and Leda laid an egg that hatched Helen. So Ambi, what you're saying is that Helen of Troy may not be like a human that we know of humans, because what you just described there sounds like there's something else going on underneath the surface there. She's the daughter of Zeus and Leda. Zeus transformed into a swan, and Leda laid an egg that hatched Helen. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, are we saying like the ugly duckling? Like, there's a ton of stuff right there. There's such a ton of stuff. I'm gonna have to go research this. But yeah, Isn't Zendaya in the movie? Are they upset that Zendaya? Who's Zendaya in the movie?
Let me see.
Who's
Zendaya.
Zendaya in the Odyssey?
Zendaya is Athena.
So they're not upset that Athena is being played by Zendaya?
I don't think so.
Why? Did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why are they upset about, like, why are people upset about certain things? Like, why do they get upset about certain, like, this blows my mind. The Canadian Game Awards and Canadian Game of the Year South of Midnight sent me here. Ooh, South of Midnight was a good game. Thank you, Jeff. We gave you a shout out earlier. We were talking about Lego Batman. I was saying how I was watching your Lego Batman earlier. Hello, Knack Knack. What is Knack Knack? Daytona has some of the weirdest names. So I think we can put aside it being 100% accurate. I think we can. All right, go ahead.
So I just saw a new movie that's coming out that just made it to my wish list.
Which one?
Resident Evil. That's coming out on September 18th.
Okay. Why did you make your wish list?
I love Resident Evil.
So many of y'all like it. I'm glad. I'm so like, who was talking about Resident Evil earlier? So, I think Spartan was talking about Resident Evil earlier. You like it. Cowboy likes it. Obi likes it. A lot of Resident Evil fans. So yeah, if there's a movie coming out, I'm super excited to see gaming franchises get breaths of fresh air. So seeing that that's coming out, I'll probably watch that. And hopefully that helps me in the game. But I know a bit of Japanese, but I know a bit of Japanese, but not would the word endings be like, I don't know that. But the words would be like a plural ends in an I, and a singular ends in a US. So walrus that's a walrus, or those are walry, right? So you have that. So that's the plural, and then that's singular, and then understanding kind of what other words are in the sentence would determine if like the man hunted the walrus or was the walrus hunting the man. I would then have to look at man, home, like HOMME, right? Home, and look at the noun hunting to say so now the man is doing the hunting of the walrus walry, right? So like it's stuff like that. I took Latin for 2 years. I'm so proud of that. C'est le boot. This is the butt. I don't know what boots is, B-U-T. This but this is French. C'est le boot. C'est le boot. This is the B-U-T, B-U-T. What is B-U-T? I don't know what B-U-T is in French. I used to do Latin competitions a long time ago. Oh, is that like where you would listen to something and have to translate it?
I gave up on learning French.
Oh my goodness. But you're from Louisiana, aren't you? Don't you all speak it down there?
I speak enough to get by.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And in Daytona, I believe you owe that to Spartan. Spartan, I believe, got you that membership earlier. Since Grand Theft Auto 6 will not be eligible, Lego Batman will be Game of the Year nominee. Wow. A lot of people putting all their stuff into Lego Batman. That's crazy. Latin was not offered there, only French. I went to a Catholic school, so that's why it was offered. And strange enough, like what we translated in was the Odyssey. So like, yeah, I thought that was cool.
I don't know if Lego Batman will be Game of the Year. I don't personally think it will be.
I mean, I don't think it will be, but we'll see. What game of the year contenders do we have right now? Like by last year at this time, we had whatever the game is, Expedition 33. But this
Yeah.
year, what do we have that's a contender?
I mean, if GTA releases this year, it's a guarantee.
But Jeff says it won't be eligible.
Okay, so if it won't be eligible, then maybe 007, depending on how.
No, I don't even think that. That's the thing. I don't think it would be double. This is going to be interesting unless Summer Game Fest drops some massive like news coming out.
Blueprints too.
Blueprints. There should probably be some DLC for Blueprints. I said nominee, not winner. I don't even think it'll be a nominee, but it could be. Obviously, it could be. I see Redneck Gothic Thug. What the heck is that, Spartan? Spartan, type out what something Redneck Gothic Thug is, and I'll read it. Type out something that's Redneck Gothic Thug. And I want to see if I can get the accent down. Forza, Xbox tax. We gave Forza. It's the racing game tax. What was the last time a racing game noisy gave the year? Nominee. Whatever DLC Expedition 33 comes out with will be game of the year. No, you're out, Ambi. Expedition 33 will be the first game that wins game of the year 2 years in a row.
Maybe Resident Evil 9.
Oh, y'all are going with a Resident Evil as a horror? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's an open question.
Fable, if that releases this year like it's supposed to.
Fable could. I think Forza Horizon 5 maybe was a nominee. If it wasn't, Forza Horizon 6 should definitely be a nominee.
That new game from Remedy, I forget its name.
Remedy Entertainment. No, it couldn't. Let me think. Forza couldn't have been a game of the year because that's the whole thing. Xbox hasn't had a nominee. That's the whole thing. Xbox hasn't even had a nominee in like forever.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Stadia had a nominee before Xbox had a nominee. I think Crimson Desert will be nominated.
Okay, Crimson.
Really? What was Crimson? I thought it underperformed. When's the last time any game developer made 4 games in a row in the 90s? What do you mean made 4 games in a row? Like a year after each year? Control Resonant?
Yeah. Maybe Star Fox. Just to throw it out there.
I would definitely be mine. Control 2, that's what is saying. Control Resonant might. I don't know. Like this one, you have to think like by the first half of the year, we would have at least had someone, right? Like Elden Ring, remember that was big, or
Pocopia.
If it goes to like if one of those games, Pocopia, or I get it, they have a huge following bases or player bases for relatively new IP. No. No. All Forza games.
After last year, anything's possible.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I feel like they're going to give it to Expedition 33 again. They're going to just be like,
Not enough games came out this year.
We'll see what I mean, you got to think June is going to come. So we have
Yeah.
June, July, August, September, October. In those 5 months, in those 5.5 months, you're going to have to come up with what? 4 or 5 games that are going to like dominate the headlines? I mean, I remember the year that Zelda was already there, or there's been some late round entries, right? When Mario Odyssey or Mario Wonder, but I don't know.
Didn't they have that a new rule that remakes can become Game of the Year?
Don't tell Rudix this. But it would have to be a solid remake. I don't think Star Fox would qualify.
Well, I was thinking Halo Combat Campaign Evolved.
Halo, is it? Are we sure that's coming out soon?
Yeah, it's scheduled for later this year.
So
according
hey,
to
so X.
PlayStation.
It's definitely Payola because it's the worst. Tell us how you really feel about that one. There's also Pragmata. Pragmata did get good scores. It's gonna be. I just
think Pragmata makes the cut.
I mean, good year for Capcom, right? It's not the best, but I
Yeah.
still enjoyed it.
Maybe Gears.
I mean, if Xbox comes out with Gears, Halo, Fable, I mean that's 3 games for Xbox. I don't think they all come out in the next 5 months.
Yeah,
You're telling me Gears, Halo, and
I think one of those are gonna get delayed.
Yeah, I mean, I want them all to do well because I think there's someone in the community who wants all of those to do well. Gears, a cover shooter for Game of the Year, like what's it called? People Can Fly are working on that one. So obviously, I would love to see some form of Outriders in Gears.
Yeah.
You're saying so y'all are putting Gears up there. That's a high bar for a cover shooter?
I don't think Wolverine will make the cut, honestly.
I mean, that's where PlayStation's putting. I mean, PlayStation have Saros. That's the question. Which one wins between Saros and Gears?
I would say, as somebody who played Saros, probably Gears has a higher chance.
You didn't like Saros. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but I won't be returning to it.
We'll see. Gears is going to have to do definitely better than Gears 5. I thought Gears 5 was horrible.
Yeah, same.
So like that's where this is where I draw the line. Like Fable, maybe Fable.
Yeah, Fable has a high chance. Just given the prestige of the franchise.
I mean, I think Fable's always had. Does it have prestige though? I feel like Fable's. We would have to bring Zalek into this one because she's a Fable person. I feel like Fable. I remember when Fable was first coming out. I just wonder if it ever lived up to its hype. And we'll see what the new one is. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's open. I love Gears, but I think people have moved on from that type of gameplay. Fable's next year. Okay. So I just think that type of gameplay's evolved. I think if you're going to do a cover shooter, it has to be something different, right? Because Outriders is a cover shooter, and that game's tons of fun. And there's others that, I mean, what is that game? Remnant.
Yeah, Remnant. But according to Xbox, it says it's coming out in autumn of this year for Fable.
So Noisy is on the Xbox channels, and Noisy's saying Fable next year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We're gonna definitely know within the next 2.5 weeks because that's the Xbox showcase. It's gonna be interesting.
The
Go ahead,
future game show isn't that in like 13 days?
Future game shows in 13 days, but the Xbox showcase is in like 12 days.
Okay.
So it's like right around the corner. And so we're gonna find out this really, really soon, like where these are.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There better be a Berserker in Gears of War. Eat it. When I hear Berserker, I think of Kaz, the last Berserker. So we'll see. So I think a lot of y'all are excited about Gears. I hope it lives up to the hype. Fable, that's probably your best chance. But again, I just don't see.
I don't like Fable personally, but I think it has a chance.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be cool. We'll see. Like I said, I think this is one of the first years that I can think of where unless the Summer Games Fest comes out and we start seeing something amazing. I mean, there's the games coming out. Here's the other thing that we are totally discounting. There are a slew of games coming out of China. Phantom Blade Zero. Phantom Blade Zero is a game a lot of people have their eyes on. If it can have the same hype machine, but it has a more thorough story than Black Myth Wukong, that's a game that could slide into the consideration because they're saying that game has like great combat, solid story. Lego combat. Fine, we're gonna put it up there. Fine. If you want Lego Batman up there, y'all can put Lego. Hey, Lo-Fi, y'all can put Lego Batman up there. There's enough people who are super excited about that.
I think that would be the first Lego game to win Game of the Year or even got nominated.
Yeah, I'm just saying nominated. I don't like. I think I care more about what gets nominated because I feel like who wins is. I feel like it's all.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Yeah. I'm walking to my lifted truck wearing my jeans and cut off sleeve flannel shirt. I see the crowd. After the ritual of a metal band, as the concert hits, my system blares the songs good too. What is this? Is this you, Spartan? Is this your like literary? Or do you want me to say this in your accent? What did Star say? He is what did you say? A redneck goth. What did he describe himself as? I'm gonna have to see how he described himself. Redneck gothic thug. What the heck? Oh my goodness. All remakes, remasters allowed still. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it has to be legit. Like it has to be like what Resident Evil 4 was.
Maybe Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Really? When does it come out? Does it already come out?
I think. Hang on. Listen. July 9th.
Maybe. I mean, there's gotta be there's gonna be there last year we had Hades 2 came out towards the end of the year, right? So that helped. I mean, we're gonna see what September, October, November looks like. Um
Yeah.
at the moment I'm just saying I don't see any clear games besides Lego Batman that are a
Yeah.
contender. So y'all are saying y'all said it both Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So maybe.
I
Maybe, we'll
mean,
see.
I think next year, I believe the new Witcher is supposed to be coming out, so maybe that for next year.
Yeah, I could see next year having next year's 2027, so that's the 7th
Yeah.
year of the console lifespan. So usually this is where the games that define the generation come out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could definitely see that. Like next year, if y'all are saying Fable and maybe a Halo, a 3D Mario, a new Zelda, uh, you know, all these games that are coming out, but Intergalactic from Sony. Yeah.
Mhm. Another Star Fox.
Oh, Lego hater. I'm a Lego hater. I'll take it. I'll wear that badge. I will wear that badge. I'm not a Lego hater. I just would rather watch. It has nothing to do with Lego or Batman. It has everything to do with Lego Batman.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It has nothing to do with Lego. It has nothing to do with Batman. It has everything to do with Lego Batman.
It's not for everyone.
I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people like it. Purple, please do a Lego building stream where you build a Lego car. There's people who probably know how to do that better than I can. If I could do it, I would. I think there's people who would do it better. There's probably people who do everything better. Now I think about it. Maybe anyone play Aphelion? Aphelion. I haven't. I have not. Oh my goodness. So now I'm going to do some research though. So I am looking forward to that's actually what I'm looking forward to is to see what games are coming out, which ones have that that factor that pushes it to the next level. We'll see. We'll see what dark horses there are. We'll see if what the conversation looks like in 6 months. Because from 6 months today is really when that's when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. But also that's around the time we'll know the nominees for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
It's just following instructions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
So, have you seen the controversy surrounding Subnautica 2?
Is it about how the what there's so much controversy around. What was this one that they hit their goal mark or what?
No, it's about the EULA.
The end user license agreement? No, tell me.
Yeah. So basically, for those that don't know, Krafton, they also make PUBG, but inside the end user license agreement, it says all content such as, but not limited to mods, is not property but belongs to the company. You rescind your right to class action lawsuits. Let's see.
So I don't know if they could actually enforce that. So
Well, they're basically doing the same approach as Nintendo but instead of lawsuits, it is arbitration.
If you do what? If you mod it?
Well,
or what?
It's a separate point on there below the modding one. It says you rescind your rights to class action lawsuits. Additionally, you agree to arbitration. First step.
I'll have to look into it. I'll look into it. I'll look
Okay.
into it. There's too much going. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
Um,
And
what they're
then it
actually upset about.
and then it also goes into say like you cannot make content surrounding the game, which is obviously not true because many people have. And the developers say that it's okay.
So Jeff is a lawyer, and Jeff is saying the EULA is a nothing burger. The language is in all. They are just talking about it with Subnautica too. So that's what I was starting to feel like that. So, but I still want to see if there's something different. So let me come back to it, Audi. Let me come back
Okay.
to it. It's too much for me to like try to dissect right here without seeing it in front of me. We know that Grand Theft Auto is the most anticipated game of the year, but it better play well in order to get nominated for Game of ROG.
Okay. This is my hot take about Grand Theft Auto. I don't think it will run well. I don't.
Ooh.
Because of just the technology in console. I think a year later when it releases on PC, it will run better, but on console, I don't think it will run well.
Oh, wow. Audi coming is swinging hard at PlayStation and Xbox. Ooh, frog. Hey, Tito, what is that? People want a Lego stream, do they? Maybe. If y'all really look, Tito, if y'all put it in the Discord,
I would watch a Lego stream.
If y'all put it in the Discord, I will do it. Sorry, spell check. Oh, no worries. But I think it's gonna do well. Audi, I just feel like they've been optimizing for console. And I feel like the upscaling technology in the PS5 Pro is real. But we will know soon enough. I just think it's going to it's blah, blah, blah. That's what I think. I think it's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But the reason why I say that is because it's been delayed so many times that people will begin to have the perception of like, since it's been delayed this many times, it should run like the best PlayStation game that has ever been released so far.
But you're talking about, okay, does Rockstar put out bad games? Like badly optimized games at launch?
I would say kind of.
Okay, give me the example because Rockstar to me, they're legendary for a reason.
The GTA remakes, for one, those were very poorly optimized. Beyond that, wasn't there some optimization issues with RDR?
Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, on the
Switch. Okay, so Red Dead Redemption 2 hasn't launched on Switch.
Right? Oh, no, not the original RDR.
Okay, Red Dead Redemption. Okay, so for one, that's pushing. So the same thing with Witcher 3, right? They're pushing that as hard as the Switch can push it. Like that is a computational issue with the Switch, but if you look at the Switch 2, it runs decent. And so like I just don't know. We're gonna see Audi. We're gonna see Red. I mean, this is maybe this is their time to screw up.
Yeah.
Because this is what we would say with CD Projekt Red until Cyberpunk came out.
The thing is, Daytona, Rockstar, they had the final say on the trilogy before it released. So even though the development wasn't handled by them, they could have said, "Hey, no, this is not up to our standards. Take it back."
Audi, they're roasting you. Jeff is roasting. Knack is roasting you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out soon enough.
Yeah.
And Audi's either gonna be right or Purple's gonna. Audi's either gonna be right and Purple's wrong, or Purple's gonna be wrong and Audi's gonna be right. I'm not paying $900 for a console. I'll pay $600 to play it on an Xbox any day. Well, you already have an Xbox, Spartan. You don't need to buy a $900 console. You don't even have to buy a $600. You already have it.
Yeah.
They could have done better in that case. But let's say the launch, and that is a port, right? That is a port to Switch to Switch. So what I'm going to be looking, this is actually like the launch product. So the day and date launch. Will they put out a bad launch day product? And for that, I don't know. I just think Rockstar's solid. I think if they delay and delay so that they don't put it in this.
Define failure. It depends. Are we talking? There's a quality failure, and then there's how many sales type of failure.
Okay, so which one is this one going to be?
I think as 2K as a whole and their parent company, which I believe is Tencent, I think
Wait, you
the
said
numbers.
2K?
Yeah, 2K. Isn't that who owns Rockstar?
2K owns Rockstar.
Yeah.
And 2K is an American. It's not owned by Tencent.
Okay.
But go ahead.
I think their expectations for how many numbers it's gonna sell is unrealistic. Initially.
Okay, so sales numbers, it will be bad. But what about quality? Because that's what you said. You said it was not going to live up to the high. You said it is not going to be optimized for a console.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do their best, but it's not going to be up to the quality that everyone wants it to be on console.
Okay, okay, there we go. Okay. He has defined it. He has defined bad for Grand Theft Auto 6. We will come back to this in 6 months. It's going to be something that is not optimized for console. And it's going to be something that misses sales targets. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
There we go. Misses the sales targets and not optimized for console. It's still in Grand Theft Auto 5 on my Xbox 360. I still have not played it. And I guess that makes me a Grand Theft Auto hater. So, wow. What if it was Lego Batman in a Grand Theft Auto world? I would really hate that.
I would really hate that as well.
He has defined F all. In future Purple, and future Audi, and future Knack, and future Daytona. We're gonna pull that one out. We're gonna pull that out when it comes out. So mark this one. We will come back to this. I am actually really excited because by that time we are going to know a lot to include what happened in the midterm elections. So we're going to know a lot by November 2026. That we're going to know who the Game of the Year contenders are. We're going to know what happened in the Summer Game Fest. We're going to know how Star Fox played. We're gonna have several DLCs I'm looking forward to. This is gonna be interesting. This will be interesting. What are the sales numbers? Jeff, they're not gonna live up to the hype. That's the sales numbers.
Yeah.
I want numbers. They're gonna sell 10,000 copies. That not work for you, Jeff? 10,000.
I think it's gonna be 10 million.
10 million. He's giving you a sales number, Jeff. 10 million. Audi is saying 10 million, and it's gonna come out with bugs. 10 million with tons of bugs. So you don't play either, Spartan? Then why do you have it? And Noisy is saying, are they rushing it?
They're rushing.
So are they rushing? No way this doesn't live up. But I'll put money on it. Oh, cool. Wow. We have a lot of going back and forth on this one.
I don't think they're rushing it. I think it's a Switch issue. We have just reached the point of the hardware limitation with this. Current generation consoles cannot really play it. Like, they can play it, but it's not going to run well.
All right, there y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Audi is calling like Babe Ruth, pointing in the outfield. Audi is saying 10 million copies, and it's not going to be able to run it. They will have more than 10 million in pre-sales. I don't even think they get to 100. I don't even think they sell 100 copies, Jeff. I'm joking. I don't know. But I think my channel would have more people. I think there's 100 people in the who are subscribed to the channel who will get it. It's got to be at least 5 or 8 million on the first week. Grand Theft Auto 5 did well when it launched, and it didn't have that much anticipation. Oh my goodness, this is going to be exciting. As far as numbers, I don't think I've ever had something that's more I'm looking forward to. He's babbling on vagueness. Jeff, he's not babbling on vagueness. He's doing the exact same thing that the United States president does on the war in Iran. This is a full-on defense of why this is what he means by. If you understand why the U.S. went to war with Iran, you understand what Audi is saying. Not babble. He's defined it multiple times. I actually think he's given more of a definition. He said 10 million, and he's saying that
I give more.
He gave 10 million as his number, and he's given that he's saying it's probably gonna be if Expedition 33 and how that launched with like very few people talking about bugs, it's kind of like the standard. He's saying that it's probably going to be not as bad as Cyberpunk, but probably somewhere along the line of like Starfield.
Yeah.
When it launched. Like a Starfield launch where there was like a lot of people complaining about random stuff in that game. So there we go. There we go. That's what we have. That's all we have. Yeah. I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Have you been reading any new books?
Okay. No new. My mom has, not me. Mm-hmm. No new books. I haven't finished the old ones I talked about. He didn't say bugs. He was saying optimize. Chavis collided. So we will have to see. We'll have to see what it is. We'll have to see. But Audi, what do you have coming up? I'm going to shut this one down.
Mainly TennoCon in July. That will be in Ontario, London, Ontario. And then beyond that, it will be Unqueden in November, October. And
Okay.
Those are the two major things that have coming up.
Charlie Cox is it? Who's Charlie Cox? Um. Well, I have a hike I'm going on tomorrow morning, so I'm excited about that. I have pictures from my garden that I'll be posting on Discord this weekend, so I'm happy about that. And I am super happy about
Yes, Daytona, I am.
in 5 weeks, which is Star Fox. I'm counting down the weeks to Star Fox. And so he's going to TinnoCon. That's what he said. And Rebellica is going to her own anime conference coming up. Note to self: tell Canadian border control to not let him in. That's what Jeff is doing. But all right, Ali, any last words before I shut it down?
You can find me on a web novel at it's_Audi, the same on Twitch and on YouTube.
And as well, and Ali always gets the notification if you're on the Discord. You can always check out Ali when he goes live. All right. With that said, Daredevil and the characters in Game Expedition 33. What? And so with that, this is where Remy wakes up. I'm telling y'all, he does it every single time. I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the plane. All right, take care, y'all. I will see you all on the next one. Thank you all so much for coming by. I'll see you all in everybody's chat. All right, later.